What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the official scorecards from this year's Romania Pro. Now, as much as the fans on the internet, they were screaming that maybe Akim Williams should have won this show instead of Rafael Brandao. I told you guys, do not be surprised if Rafael Brandao won this show with perfect scores. And that is exactly what you guys can see in these scorecards as well. Now we will be waiting to see Manion's breakdown of this one, because even Rafael Brandao fans, they admit that Akim was beating Rafael Brandao in at least 3 of the shots, and all the other mandatories, except for the back double biceps, they looked extremely close between both these guys. And from the pictures and the videos that we saw, it seemed like both these athletes, they were in a phenomenal condition, and they were both absolutely spot on. So in person, Rafael Brandao, he could have looked a bit more impressive, and maybe that is why he got those perfect scores. Now the other thing to notice from that scorecard is that Horsemdi and Emir, they switched their spots from the prejudging to the finals. Horsemdi was leading after the prejudging by just 1 point, but Emir came back stronger in the finals. And that just goes to show you how much the judges like this package of Horsemdi. He was beating a guy who has placed top 3 and top 2 in multiple shows this year. Not to mention the guy who was arguably the most shredded man and the most conditioned man in this year's Romania Pro lineup. The official Prog Pro list is out, and not only do we have a 2x 212 Olympia champion, we have the 4th best bodybuilder in the world, Martin Fitzwater, as well as 3x Olympian Andrea Presti in there. Now Presti's name, that was a real surprise, because he did not talk about doing this show, not once in these past few weeks, especially since that hype for Chris Bumstead started, ever since he made that announcement that he's going to be doing the men's open bodybuilding debut at Prague. But looking back at the last set of progress pictures he posted on his IG, I did mention that he might be doing this upcoming Prague or the Big Man weekend. So there is no surprise that is going for this show, as he looked just so damn shredded and absolutely ripped. So we as fans, we have got to thank Martin and C-Bum, because if both these guys weren't doing this show, it would have had very little hype, and also very little interest and interaction by the fans, and by the general bodybuilding community as well. And now this has become one of the most anticipated show of the year, especially because of Chris Bumstead. So for C-Bum to place second in this lineup, behind Martin Fitzwater, he needs to beat a bunch of very good bodybuilders. I think we can all agree Andrea Presti, he is a great men's open bodybuilder. Just look at his comparison from either Italy Pro or France Pro, where he stood next to Hunter Labrada, as well as against Samson, who is the reigning Miss Olympia. So Presti has one of the most impressive upper half in the entire pro league right now. He isn't only big, but he has some very aesthetic lines. So we're gonna have more comparisons between him and Chris Bumstead in the next few days or so. So Horsemdi, who has already announced that he's doing Prog Pro, his name is also on the official list. And another guy from this year's Romania Pro who placed top 5, Christian Wolski, that is also gonna be there. So this is gonna be a great show to watch, and I'm gonna say something to remember. Next up we have the off-season physique update of Quentin Beastwood, a guy who weighs 310 pounds, actually over 310 pounds, no matter what he's doing in the off-season. So the whole world of bodybuilding has been waiting to see him finally fulfill his true potential. And it has been a very long time now, I think about 6 years, since 2019, because that was the year he made his pro debut. But for a guy with that kind of height and that kind of frame, it was obviously gonna take some time to fill out that frame, longer than usual. Now I am pretty sure he still hasn't put on the extent of muscle mass where he himself is truly happy with himself. So the fans like to compare him with guys like Samson because of their similar heights and similar structures. But he is still nowhere close to their level, especially in terms of size. And it is kinda funny that at one point in Quentin's career, he did mention that he's gonna go for classic physique division. And as per the new classic physique weight regulations, he had to come down to 242 pounds, which if you guys think about is really insane, because the man is over 300 pounds. So Quentin came very close to winning his first pro show and earn his Olympia qualification this year, where he placed second behind Akim Williams, beating a bunch of very good bodybuilders. Now I personally think He would have won this year's Run Pro if he dieted for another few weeks, but his prep was already way too long. So Quentin is still sticking to that idea of having no coach in this upcoming 2025 season, and he is determined to make it to the Olympia stage next year. Next up, we have an update of your reigning Miss Olympia champion, Samson Dauda. So some of us were really curious on what Samson Dauda is gonna do with that huge paycheck that he got after winning the Olympia this year. Is he gonna get another car? Well, it turns out Samson wants to make a really smart investment and make his own gym in his hometown. And as a Miss Olympia, he is gonna attract a lot of crowd there.
Alright, so as soon as we found our gym, I like it because it's peaceful, it's quiet around here, and it's not far from the house either. So, yeah, we're rolling now. We're rolling.
So that is a great business move. So Samson Dauda was able to win the Arnold Classic title as well as the Olympia title while working in a public gym. So the man is still posting his daily workouts, just like he has been doing all this time throughout these past years. But Samson does believe that owning his own gym, his own private gym, that will allow him to get that extra 1% that is needed to stay on the top for as long as he wants to.
And I'm still looking for gym premises, I'm still looking for a gym building, so today we're going to go up here to have a view at some. The one I thought I found earlier 2 weeks ago, it was really nice and we really wanted that, but you know what, yeah, they were being a bit difficult about negotiating and let me have it, so we thought, okay, we got to keep looking. So we're going out today to look at some more units, and hopefully I will find one because I want to get the gym set up and running as soon as possible before the end of this year.
So this video of Samson Dauda with his wife, Marlena, which was taken back in 2019, that is a proof on why Samson Dauda gives so much credit to his wife for his success over the years. Now, I'm not gonna lie, looking at that version of Samson Dauda, nobody would have predicted that this guy will become Miss Olympia, the best bodybuilder in the world one day. But this is now of course part of history. We all know Samson and Milos, they had their differences, especially at the end of their partnership. But some of the credit must be given to Milos as well, for helping Samson Dauda get so much bigger over the years, and really help him grow in the men's open bodybuilding. So these are the most recent pictures of the beast, Roelly Winkler, taken today. And all of us fans, we all have one question in our minds. Is Roelly gonna do the Masters Olympia next year? Or is he just back on gear and more food to get some of his size back? I think it is the latter option, because there is just not enough prize money in the Masters Olympia that is being offered to convince a guy like Roelly Winkler to take this risk and put his body through everything that's needed to be done in order to be on that stage, in order to win the Masters Olympia title. So Roelly is a guy who is gonna be turning 48 next year, still has some of the best triceps and the best arms in the world. I think some of these guys, like Roelly, they were just so unlucky in a sense that they retired a little too early. Because this is the first year where the prize money for some of these shows, especially in the men's open, they have gone up to a point where all these guys can make good money by just winning shows, by just competing. And Roelly in his prime, he was a top 3 to top 6 Olympian. He could have certainly stacked up a lot of money and a lot of pro wins if he was still competing. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.